Aloha everybody, what is really good my dudes? Today is March 2nd, 2020. We got another RuneScape update for y'all. Today we see the release of Solak scaling as well as the Ripper Demon pet. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go.
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, in 2018, Solak was released with only two difficulty settings, 2-man and 7-man. Today they've implemented a system where Solak's difficulty will scale depending on your group size. In addition, the Solak fight has also received a few quality of life improvements. Defense animations have been removed to make the fight look smoother. You can now instantly activate Marathel's Cleanse upon entering phase 2 of the fight. And there's now a right click option to quick start the fight. Moving on to the Ripper Demon pet. This is something Ahmad Shogun was working on during the Epic Jam last year. So in order to get yourself one, you have a rare chance, 1 in 30,000 to be specific, when fighting Ripper Demons, or 1 in 1,000 when fighting an elite Ripper Demon, and you'll know you've got it if you get a parasitic orb drop. The pet also works as a familiar override, so you'll be able to show it off if you're lucky enough to get your hands on one. In addition to all this, Vic the Trader has made a return to RuneScape. You want to head on over to Burthorpe, and there you'll have access to all of his shop's amenities. Trade in your unwanted bonus XP for elite skill outfits, lamps, stars, and more. He will only be in-game until March 15th, so don't forget to get your hands on this for the next 2 weeks. Alright guys, with that said, we're going to shift on gears over to the patch notes and see exactly what's been changed with today's update, so let's go ahead and check it out. Looking at player tutorials, a tutorial pop-up to teach default interaction now appears after character creation if the player doesn't move from the starting coordinate after a while when they arrive on the mainland. A 2-step tutorial pop-up to teach camera zoom and rotation controls now appears after the default interaction pop-up or after the player's first conversation with Turiel during the first time user experience, as long as these controls haven't previously been taught or have otherwise been cancelled. The click/tap to continue button now flashes in the player's first mainland conversation instead of just the first conversation with the RuneScape guide on Tutorial Island. The loot all button is now highlighted for the first time the player picks up multiple items with area loot. A brief tutorial for the loot window and the backpack now appears when first picking up an item if guidance system hints are enabled. Leveling up is now introduced the first time the player gains a level in any skill if guidance system hints are enabled. Moving via the minimap is now introduced when the player starts being directed away from the Burthorpe lodestone, if this wasn't taught on Tutorial Island. New players on the Burthorpe first time user experience that leave the Burthorpe and Taverley era are now informed of the lodestone network so that they know how to return to the safe hub. Tutorial pop-up that previously only occurred when starting the Blood Pact quest now occurs when starting your first quest. A tell me about the skills menu dialogue option has been added to all skill tutors, and a list of repeatable tutors is now available from Turiel, Major Mary Rancor, and the Lumbridge Sage. This includes several topics salvaged from Tutorial Island, such as the Financial Advisor's introduction to economy and the Quest Guide's introduction to the quest list. Moving on to some changes with Diango. Skill sets are now displayed when hovering over the skill tab in the Diango interface. Brain plushies can now be retrieved from Diango. Players no longer able to retrieve infinite copies of the Warlock outfit from Diango's store. Items in the last column of Diango's interface are no longer sliced when resizing the bank interface. When you drag the Witch's plushie out from the bank, it now confirms that it can be reclaimed from Diango. Fixed an issue that was blocking users from reclaiming rare item tokens from Diango if they had existing tokens in other inventories like the backpack, bank, or currency pouch. Fixed an issue where some outfits could not be retrieved from Diango storage. Moving on to some other changes. Dialogue has been added to the Mini-Morn pet. Made a change to the Fight Kiln boss fight to make it less frustrating for high level players. Basically, Hurricane will no longer dive immediately when you do over 10k damage in a single hit. The Sing for the Lady achievement now lists the full requirements. Empty text space has been removed from examining clue scrolls or clue caskets held within Char's clue carrier. Magic notepaper now works on a polypore stick as well as clean Irrit. Imps in the God Wars dungeon will now count towards Demon Slayer tasks. Getting damaged by the Gorak now lowers your invention level. Player is now informed that mummies can only be harmed by fire when attacking them at the end of Desert Treasure. Unlocking expertise will no longer pop up when buying new sigil abilities. Removed Harlan's dialogue relating to the Combat Academy. Christmas Pudding Amulet has had its destroy option altered to be more consistent. Hetty will now only take one burnt meat during the Witch's Potion mini quest. Sacred Clay Hatchets are now correctly marked as level 50 in the skill guide. Moving on to bug fixes, there was a hot fix unblocking the path between Berthorpe's military training camp and the nearby all fired up beacon. Fixed a bug that allowed superior ancient warrior equipment to stack in the bank when they shouldn't. Fixed an issue with Karasi sword animation not playing correctly during the Void Stares back. Nomad now does damage in the first Nomad Requiem cutscene in Legacy Combat mode. You're now able to attack spiritual warriors in your player-owned dungeon. Huge and large lamps no longer display as being usable in free-to-play worlds. Fixed a minor exploit when fighting the hardcore giant mole. The furnace perk will no longer trigger once the player's charges have run out. The next music track will now play once Rune Waste has finished. Fixed an edge case that allowed Twin Furies to be killed very quickly. You can no longer use telekinetic grab on Bloodwood logs. The correct amount of combat XP is now given when defeating Calgar the Warmonger in Demonheim. Fixed an issue where players logging in for the first time wouldn't have a scroll bar in the game chat window on mobile. Fixed an issue that was causing the clean up filter within the bank to not correctly clean up the rare item tokens. Removed unnecessary forced movement on 2 squares in Remington Village. Teleport charges added to the mysterious medallion now correctly transfer when you upgrade it to Draken's Medallion. The frozen debuff bar no longer disappears upon re-entering the Living Wyvern area. Augmented equipment will now correctly show as saved on death within the wilderness on the items kept on death UI. God wines now become fermented when logging out and back into the game. Player can no longer equip the item turn screw via the bank. Ultimate Slayer title is now correctly removed if new items have been added to Slayer logs and not yet obtained. Using Kelbar seaweed on raw great white shark to make gunkin or maki will now correctly open the sushi section of the cooking interface. Trample/stomp abilities no longer appear in boss info entries for bosses that they have been removed from. Transitions between what is your experience with RuneScape prompt, Tutorial Island, and Berthorpe Arrival have been improved to better mask the top level interface. The Berthorpe area logo has been added to the Berthorpe Arrival cutscene to better illustrate the meaning of the Berthorpe overlay text. Achievement and path pop-up/messaging/fireworks for completing Tutorial Island no longer occur when transitioning to Berthorpe for the first time. An issue where quest points were not calculating during the first login session and therefore failed to count the quest point awarded for the Learning the Ropes tutorial until the next login has been fixed. Drilling soldiers in the Berthorpe Imperial Guard camp are now dormant when there are no players nearby for better processing efficiency. Cooking crayfish during the Berthorpe first time user experience now describes the act with a similar level of mechanical detail as cooking shrimp on Tutorial Island. Updated the minimap image that accompanies the blue box highlighting tutorial as it predated the 2014 map icon rework. The world map and lodestone network can no longer be opened when most UI tutorials are active to prevent conflicts. And the White Wolf Mountain is no longer classified as part of Berthorpe so that a new player can appropriately be warned they are leaving the starting zone before encountering dangerous wolves. Finally, there is a known issue where the ring that denotes how close you are to being caught during the big game hunter does not change color like it should. It's something they're working on, but just know that it is known. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. Head on over there to check it out. With that, I'm wrapped up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date in all things RuneScape related, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Aloha.